Good afternoon and welcome to the PrimeCap Daily. My name is Jamie Leszczynski and it is Wednesday the 10th of April. I'm trying something new here. I'm filming both for our IGTV channel and for our YouTube channel over here. So I'm split between the two and it's rather exciting. I'm sorry for my rather dishevelled appearance. I'm working from a home office today because PrimeCap is actually moving premises. We are taking up residence in the Institute of Directors, or at least we will be for our central London-based meetings. Message me if you'd like to meet up for a cup of coffee in one of West London's most distinguished premises. I felt compelled to do a piece to camera today, largely because there's a lot of turbulence going on in the currency markets. I know of a number of businesses that are not buying and selling their currency because they are concerned about the direction in which the pound is going to go. And I've got a couple of individuals who are also holding off on exchanging their euros, particularly into sterling, because they are sort of eager to capitalise on a potential drop in the value of the pound. And so I've been talking them through whether or not that's a sensible strategy or a sensible perspective to have. Quite often it's a case of perspective. I put up a chart on our Instagram feed earlier today showing the volatility between the pound and the euro, and it literally is seesawing. As March has gone on, the rate of exchange has gone up and down like nobody's business, and for that reason many businesses are finding it difficult to know when to transact. They are going with stability. Their bank, the institution that they know, is the place that they are choosing to engage and transact their currency. And for one thing, that is not great because it costs. A good 2% is lost just simply by using a banking institution for your foreign exchange. So my role, my mission is to get people to take back ownership of that 2%, to ensure that they are not wasting money by using institutions that are not giving them value for it. Whether or not you use PrimeCap, really not my, well, quite literally my business, but really not any of my business. So I'm not going to necessarily say you are wrong. I'm just going to outline the fact that you are wasting your own money by going through an institution that is geared up towards far bigger banking operations than dare I say it, with the greatest of respect, Mr. Owner-managed business owner, than yours. Now, sterling, as I speak to you, is at 116.16, so 1.1616. Earlier on in the week, it was at 115.80, so it broke, the euro broke up against the pound, and that was worrying for a number of businesses, particularly importers. We have a number of interior design firms that bring in chairs, tables, lights and so on from suppliers, manufacturers in Spain, in Germany and in France. They have had an anxious time of it, and they're hoping that as the weather picks up, and it is sunny outside here in London, but as the weather picked up, so will consumers' appetite and indeed trade will have bigger orders to place, and that hopefully will offset any sort of slowdown that occurred towards the end of last year. When in times of volatility, stripping back and working with the simplest and most fundamental of rules is the only way to keep your sanity. So, identifying a reasonable budgeted rate, and by that I mean your supplier costs or charges you, let's say, $10 to manufacture a chair in Spain. 10 euros, let's say. Now, at any given moment, that might cost you somewhere between £5 and £7 in terms of what you might pay him for that chair. If it costs you £5 or if it costs you £7, then you're seeing a massive swing in terms of your own costs. A budgeted rate is a figure, is an expression of, more generally, a stable price, stable sterling price, your reporting currency, a stable price for the foreign currency denominated asset. So 10 euros for a chair. If you were to budget for it costing you £7 for every chair that you wanted to import, then if the exchange rate allows you to purchase that chair for £5, you are saving yourself £2 on every purchase. So what a lot of businesses do is they arrive at a budgeted rate for their figures, for their reporting, for their accounting, for their forecasting, and that budgeted rate is an exaggeration, an embellished version of the actual rate of exchange. They're factoring in a margin, and that margin is factored in so as to protect that business from fluctuations in the rate of exchange. So essentially, you're acknowledging that it's a volatile time. Therefore, you're going to use a rate of exchange that allows a bit of a cushion. The exchange rate can afford to drop before you have to fork out more than you expected to for that chair. That essentially is the principle of the budgeted rate. Now, at PrimeCap, we try to, for businesses, adopt a model whereby you are always exchanging as much currency as you can when your budgeted rate, when the market is above your budgeted rate. So you're always making a currency gain. We invite you to talk to us about your sales, your expected sales. What does your order book look like, and when are those sales likely to come in? When are invoices due to be settled? And with that as a framework, with that as a guiding influence, we determine whether or not it's sensible to lock in a rate of exchange. If today's rate of exchange means that you spend £5 to buy your €10 chair, and you've budgeted for it costing you £7 to buy your €10 chair, then obviously you want to extend your access to that £5 chair. You want to extend your access to that rate of exchange for as long as possible, because it means you are making a foreign currency gain on every transaction. You are saving. You are being scrupulous. Scrupulous? Yeah, you have scruples. That's completely the wrong use of that expression, but whatever. We find it difficult to get businesses to think that far ahead, because of course sales have an effect, and no, we are nothing if not responsive to the consumer at the moment in the UK. Having said that, this is why we have conversations with our clients. This is why we talk to them regularly about their activity, about what the rate of exchange is doing. We look and assess and revisit a budgeted rate to make sure that it's in line with what the market offers, and to make sure that our clients can afford to price competitively, because what you pay for that chair in euros determines what you can then ask of your customer in the UK. I'm going to wrap it up here simply by saying that not enough businesses are talking to brokers like us about this. And granted, I look like a tramp today, and I feel rather embarrassed by that, but I felt compelled prior to the arrival of my firstborn child, which is due to come in the next couple of weeks. I felt compelled to put something out there, because I need the team to be stocked with sales leads. Hopefully you find folk calling to give us a chat, calling to chat with us about what's happening with the markets and how you can protect yourselves from unfavourable, undesirable or unwanted moves in the rate of exchange. There we go. Tune in next time. Thank you.